Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven. I'm a pharmacist and I own 52 units of real estate. So today I had a great question asking, can you achieve financial success without networking and socializing, right? So those are two big topics. So for me, if you haven't figured out yet, I'm introverted. I am very introverted despite being a pharmacy director, despite being a pharmacy manager, despite going on social media and putting myself out there. I am inherently very introverted, right? And I have periods where I can be extroverted. So for me, I like to be by myself. I like to limit myself to people, limit my exposure to people. And because for me, it's just very draining to be around people. So my definition of introvert is versus extrovert is an introvert. If you're by yourself, that's when you recharge and that's when you gain energy. When you're an extrovert, when you're around people, that's when you gain energy. When you're by yourself, that's when you lose energy. So I'm sure you've seen all those extroverts where they just love to be around people all day. They talk all day, talk 100 miles per hour, they love to be around people 24/7. I'm the opposite. I like to be by myself with one or two people, doing my own thing, and reading a book, listening to a podcast, watching TV, watching sports, right? I'm inherently an introvert. So now that you know I'm an introvert, right? Despite my W-2 job, despite my 52 unit real estate portfolio, despite my $6 million net worth, did I build that with any connections? So for me, I think the answer is no. So you don't need connections. You don't need an initial network in order to be financially successful, right? And I'm proof of that. I didn't really have a connections. My mom and dad, they don't invest in real estate. They don't like real estate. My aunt's a broker or a real estate or mortgage officer. That was kind of a connection I had, but she was only in residential real estate, so she couldn't help me buy my first two primary residences. Other than that, didn't really have any connections or network, right? None of my friends did real estate. None of my close friends did real estate. None of my family really did real estate on a large scale. So for me, I self-taught myself a lot. I listened to podcasts. Right? I never went up to those real estate meetups, to be honest. I never went to there's a bunch of communities and meetups in Southern California, Northern California. I never went to any of those, right? At most, I would post on a forum and on Bigger Pockets forum, and then people might reach out to me and I just might set up a one-on-one call to talk to them for 30 minutes to see what they're about, right? And from the safety of my home. I never actually met with somebody in person. Like I said, I'm purely introverted. Another thing too is I did join a mentorship program, but it was pretty much like group calls, but I never got to really see the other people, which was kind of a downside. But there, I got to learn some knowledge, learn the system, and leverage that system to expedite my own journey, right? So with all that being said, I just you find one contact, right? Once I found my property manager, they helped me find my general contractor. They might help refer me to, insurance broker. So the term is rock stars know other rock stars. So if you have a great property manager, they're going to refer you a great general contractor. They will refer you a great insurance broker. They'll refer you other great property managers, right? So that's where your network starts to build and build and build. So the key is you just got to find one person. And once you find that one person, it will then compound your network, right? I found my great property manager who was a referral, and that great property manager referred me a great general contractor. That great general contractor referred me a great insurance agent. So now they're on my team, right? And then that network expands and compounds over time. So, as someone's introvert, like I said, never went to a meetup, never went to BP Con. My opinion, this might be controversial, but a lot of people who go to these seminars, they actually don't own much real estate, and they're usually just trying to sell you real estate that they don't own much of, right? So, don't get me wrong, it's great to go, but a lot of the people I feel like that go there, they don't take action or do anything beyond it, right? They just like to go because it's a network, it's a community, cool. But if you actually want to buy real estate, may or may not work, right, for you, unless you're an extrovert. So if you're an extrovert, by all means, you might like going to these events to get you energized, to make connections. But for me as an introvert who doesn't have any partners, once again, I don't have partners because I'm introverted for the most part and just want my own portfolio that I can have control of and manage myself and do whatever I want with. So didn't have any connections there. So, it is possible to build a large, financial success, financial freedom without any connections or network. Now, obviously, if you do have connections, if you do have network, it makes it a lot easier for you. So I describe it as if you have connections, you have network, it makes your journey so much easier and so much faster, right? Versus somebody who has no network, it takes a lot longer. So I'll use my W-2 career as an example. So, I graduated the same time as a classmate, and now, we're both pharmacy directors now, but he was very good at networking early on. So he networked with Kaiser, and then got in with Kaiser. And then once you're in Kaiser, you only get into Kaiser if you know people, right? So they don't really look at your skill level. I mean, they want a certain skill level, but the hardest part about Kaiser is just knowing someone from Kaiser to get you in, right? So it's very rigged in terms of that sense. So if you're an external candidate, you can be amazing, the top best candidate ever, but if you know nobody, then you will not even get an interview, right? Versus if you know somebody, you get an interview immediately, right? So same application, you know somebody, a lot easier. Same application, you know nobody, they'll probably reject you, right? So you can still get there, it just takes a lot longer. So for me, I had to, every job that I got, I had to fight for because I had no connections, right? I just applied, did great in the interview, had a good resume, and got the job. But I got beat by a lot of people who had a worse resume than me, who had less experience than me, but because they knew people, they got ahead, right? So the analogy I describe is if you have connections, if you have network, you're starting on third base in baseball. If you have no connections or network, you're just starting at the home plate, right? So they're on third base, you're on home plate. So obviously if my parents were in real estate, in apartments, I would have a huge advantage, but that's not the case. My kids, obviously if they want to go in real estate, they're gonna have the advantage because I like real estate and I know real estate, right? So they're gonna start on third base, but who knows if they'll be motivated to run and continue, right? That's the piece that it's hard to predict. So, regardless of what base, whether you're starting on third base or first base, the key is just to get started. You can build success, financial success, in real estate, stocks, whatever you're doing, just by taking consistent action. It just might take you longer than other people, right? So as I said, don't compare someone's chapter 20 to your chapter 1, right? In real estate, I'm on chapter 20, but in social media, I'm on chapter 2, right? So I can't compare myself to somebody who has 1 million subscribers or whatever. I don't want to get that high. Probably never will, but it's the same thing of real estate. Someone who doesn't own a property can't compare it to someone to me who owns 52 units of real estate. So, it is possible to build financial success, financial freedom, wealth without connections, without a network. But obviously, if you can leverage a network or you have one, it can make your journey a lot faster and a lot smoother. But like you said, with social media and free content out there, like my channel, you can learn a lot for free, right? That's what I did. I just listened to a lot of podcasts, learn the mindsets, and improve over time. So anyways, if you're looking to expedite your journey, check out my mentorship program in the link down below. Otherwise, please comment, subscribe, and hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much.